Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Excuse my appearance. I have not even tried to really put on any makeup or do anything with my hair since we moved in. We are all moved in. We've been here for a few days now. We moved in on Friday. It is now Tuesday. I'm currently standing in Avery's room and I will give you a bit of a house tour a little bit later on in this video. But first, Avery actually has an appointment with her new occupational therapist because a lot of her therapists have changed because we've moved area. So I'm going to get her some clothes out and then get her changed for her appointment. You'll also notice you can hear the boys in the background. Yes, they are home. They are not in school. I'm going to go into that a little bit more later on in the video. All systems go. I need to get Avery dressed. Chrissy from the future just popping in here quickly to address a comment that I read this morning about how I do Avery's hair. Comment said something along the lines like I was thrashing her about by her hair to do her hair. Now, usually when one person thinks something, there's others that think the same thing. So I just want to address that. I know it really may look that way. Doing Avery's hair is not the simplest of tasks. But I promise you, I am not putting any pressure on her hair when I do her hair. Obviously, you guys know she has cerebral palsy, so she can't really balance on her own. So for me to be able to bring her forward, if I'm sat on the floor, I will use my legs to support her trunk. If I am sat on the sofa like this, I will kind of use my stomach to keep her head away from kind of leaning against my chest so I can get to her hair and then use my body to help her balance. Now, Avery has dystonia, so she makes a lot of movements. She goes from one way to another, so that isn't me moving her around. She is doing that herself. So what I then need to do is readjust my positioning. So if I've got her hair like this and I'm trying to brush her hair into a ponytail or whatever, and she's moving around, I have to keep readjusting my body, and I am not putting any pressure on her hair whatsoever. Don't worry. If I did, she would scream at me. I have accidentally tugged her hair once before and she screamed the house down. It really upset her. So I know that she would tell me if I was hurting her. What I actually do is I'm using my kind of fingers and the hairbrush to get her hair into shape, but I put really gentle pressure with my palms on the sides, on the sides of her head to keep her head steady, because if she's flailing about, then her head's going to be going all over the place. So I just kind of keep my hands, the palms of my hands free, so that I can steady her head basically. So that is how I have learned to do her hair. Now it's that, or the other option is to not do her hair at all, let it go into her eyes, her face, her mouth, and let it turn into a bird's nest at the back, to the point where we would need to just cut it all off. So that is how I do her hair. It doesn't hurt her in any way, trust me. I'm sorry if it looked offensive in any way, but I'm not hurting her, don't worry. I use the palm of my hands to steady her head. I don't use her hair to hold her steady. Yeah, I just wanted to address that just in case there were any more of you that were wondering why it looked like I was using her hair to hold her head up. Appointments all done. I've just potted around a little bit this morning, given the boys a bath, got a load of washing put away, and now little lady is having a feed, aren't you, Pud? So the school situation. Yeah, so obviously the boys are at home, which means they're not in school because it's Tuesday. Can't remember exactly what I said in the last video regarding the school. I think it was that Eli got a placement in a school that was a 25-minute walk away, and I originally thought I was going to accept that placement and get Zach into that school as well. And then I had a phone call from Zach Senko on Friday afternoon, and I explained the situation to her, and she said that that was absolutely ridiculous, and if she were me, she would appeal that decision just because of our family dynamic, Avery's complex medical needs, how difficult it would be for me to do that 25-minute walk there and back every day, twice a day. If one of them was ill, it would be 3 times because of having to pick them up. And then I mulled over it more and more over the weekend, and it was absolutely belting it down over the weekend. It was raining so much, and oddly enough, this morning we woke up to a bit of snow, which is really out of the blue. But anyway, I mulled over it, and I just thought, if it was raining, and a lot of the times it is, then the boys are going to be completely drenched through before we even get to school, which means then they have to sit in wet clothes, they'll end up getting ill. It's not realistic, it's not sustainable for me to send them to school that far away, and it's not really that far away, not if we could take the car, but because of Avery's aspiration risk, we obviously cannot take the car, because if you're new to my channel, Avery has cerebral palsy and she has a weak swallow and poor coordination. So for example, if she vomits and she struggles to either spit that out or swallow it down, she can start to choke on that. She can aspirate it, it can go to her lungs, and she can choke basically. So that is the risk, which means I need a second adult in the car for journeys over a couple of minutes really, just to make sure she is safe and distracted, because the more worked up she gets, which she does in the car, the more at risk she is, because the more she's likely to not coordinate her secretions very well. So I called the school that they were supposed to go to on Monday morning, because we were supposed to go and have a look around at 2 o'clock, and I explained the situation to them, told them I was gonna try and see if there was a way I could get them into the school opposite us, and I wasn't going to go and visit because it just wouldn't be sustainable for me to send them there. So as it stands, I have put Eli on the waiting list for the school that's closest to us, and by the way guys, I can literally see the school across the road from that window right there. That is how close that school is to us. This is why it's so ridiculous that I couldn't get them in there. I've spoken to Zach's caseworker. It should be fairly simple to get Zach a place because he has an EHCP. Eli, however, I have had to put him on a waiting list, but from the letter I got, he is number 1 on the waiting list, and I've also appealed their decision. I spoke to Zach Senko yesterday, and she said that she spoke to school admissions, and she said that if I explain my situation fully and kind of our family and Avery's needs, etc. fully, then there might be a good chance that we could win an appeal and get Eli a place. So that is where we're at. In the meantime, I am going to try and get a hold of some resources, particularly for Eli, so that he can be doing some home learning, because it doesn't sit right with me. I mean, if you're from the UK, then you will understand the kind of the taboo it is for not sending your children to school. I mean, they can fine you, they can send you to prison for not sending your children to school. So I've been told not to worry about it, but I feel very on edge that the boys are off school. So I will feel much better if Eli has some resources so he can be doing some home learning. Zachary's a bit different because of his autism. He is very much school is where I learn, home is home. So, and I learned this the hard way through home learning through COVID. He does not do very well doing any kind of learning from home, even homework we struggle with. So he should get a place fairly soon because he has an EHCP. So I'm not so much worried about Zach, but Eli, I want to cover my back and have some resources at home so that he can be doing some home learning while we are waiting for his place to come through. So yeah, as it stands, I am not sending my children to school. I feel like a horrible parent, but I don't know what else to do. it is what it is. I have to do what is best for our family. Zach hates walking anywhere, and I know for a fact that I would have a battle and a half trying to get him to walk 25 minutes to school every morning. That is the update on that. It is a little bit later now. I need to be a bit quiet because Avery's fallen to sleep in the living room, bless her. I'm going to give you guys a bit of a house tour and show you around the new house. I will warn you, sides need to be cleaned, carpets need to be hoovered. It's still very much a work in progress. There is still a lot of stuff that still needs to be done, but I'll kind of point those things out as we go around. You right there, buddy?
Yeah.
So I'll start upstairs just because Madam is asleep. So this is kind of the landing way, I suppose. I've just popped a plant here for now. This is actually an artificial one. The stool goes under it to raise it a little bit, but this stool actually comes in handy for a lot of things because I'm quite short. And then this probably won't stay like this, but I've just popped some things on the windowsill. Something you will notice about the house is there is a lot of pictures on sides like this. I have a lot of pictures, and wherever I've kind of found a spot to put them I have, because the landlord isn't keen on us knocking nails into the walls, which is fair enough. The house did come with a lot of these kind of weird hooks that sort of hang onto the trim along the top, the dado rail, so I have utilised some of those, so you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. I've got a bit of space to pop my washing baskets, which is nice. I was glad for that, to be honest. I was worried I wouldn't have space to put them there. This is little lady's room. So we have her Disneyland Paris picture up here, and then her 3 pictures. These were over her bed, over her cot, should I say. Just because I don't know how secure these kind of little hooks that came on the trim are, I decided not to put anything heavy over her cot, basically, just in case. I mean, they seem pretty sturdy. I don't think they're going to fall down, but just in case. But we have those 4 there. And then this is her chest of drawers from her old room at the other house. And again, this isn't properly styled yet. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. I've just popped things in places for now. These are just her pyjamas from last night, ready for tonight. And then I've just used another one of those little hooks to put her mirror up. Again, that's not ideal. I would normally have her mirror kind of in this spot here, but we can't put anything in the walls. The curtains, they are not ours. They came with the house. The curtains and the nets will probably come down. This isn't really my taste. Plus, it's really quite hard to draw the curtains because of the fabric top. So I'm probably going to find new curtains or swap them with the ones downstairs, but I will explain that in a minute. Soundbox is here and her monitor's there. We have not had Wi-Fi until today. Today's actually the first day that we've had Wi-Fi. It literally got fixed a couple of hours ago, so I still need to pop her camera up on the wall. It just uses a sticky thing, so it's no nails or anything. But I won't lie, it has been a bit nerve-wracking not having the baby monitor for the last few days. We've just kept all of our doors open so that we can hear her nice and clear. Her cot, you guys have seen many times, and her little kind of storage unit. It's a little bit different. I've kind of swapped what I put in it. Nappies and everything are still in the top. But I actually put her SATS monitor in the middle there, and it fits quite nicely, so that's a nice space for that to keep it off the floor. And then I've just got a few toys down there. This plant came from her old room as well. I like to have a little bit of greenery in each room. I think it's nice. And then above her cot, I just put her little dream catcher up there. These are the little hooks that I was talking about. So I'm glad we have them. At least we can get some pictures on the walls. And then you will recognize this from our bedroom back in the old place. We had 3 of these side by side. They are the IKEA packs. Wardrobes, I actually really love them, and we have built-in wardrobes in our bedroom, but I really did not want to part with these because I designed them myself. I spent a fair bit of money on them and I really like them, so I've repurposed one in Avery's room and you will see the other two in just a minute. I'm not going to show you everything inside the wardrobes and how I've kind of styled and organised those. I'm going to save that for another video. I want to do a video all about how I've kind of organise the spaces in the house, because I definitely think it can be an adjustment kind of going from one house with one kind of storage solution to another house with different storage solutions, not solutions but spaces, if you know what I mean. So different cupboards, different ways to store things. I've definitely found it a bit of a challenge, and yeah, I'm just going to make a whole video about how I've organised what storage spaces we have, including how I've stored all of Avery's medical equipment as well, because that is quite a challenge. Because if you have a child with complex medical needs or a child that is G-tube fed, you will definitely understand you get a lot of stuff. You have to keep a lot of stuff and it is quite difficult to store. It takes over the house. So I have figured out a way to keep it semi-organised, so I will show you that in another video. But for now, let's continue on. This is just the small suitcase. There's a space there, so I just popped it in that space. It's full of all of our Orlando bits. So that probably won't be touched for another couple of months. And then we have our boiler cupboard here. Again, I will show you what's in it in another video. And then just on the back of the door here is her little dressing gown. It's really sweet. She got this from her uncle and it has her name on it. Super cute. Anyway, moving on onto our room, which is nice. It's right off of Avery's room, which means, like I said, we've had to have the doors open. We could have heard her if anything went wrong in the night. Still got some stuff to go away here. These are not styled properly yet. I've just kind of, oh, I don't know, they might be, but for the minute there's a lot of mirrors in this room, so you will see how much of a mess I look. Yes, I do have a dressing gown on again. Don't know why, because I'm actually quite warm, but it's got pockets and my leggings don't, so I'm keeping it on for now. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it like this or change it, but this is how I've got it for now. Again, this mirror would be raised preferably, but can't put it on the wall, so it's staying there for now. And then we have these massive built-in wardrobes with the mirrors, which I really love. We'll show you inside them in another video. Light shade that has come from our other house. The bed, obviously, you guys have seen many a times. Nothing has changed there apart from it is in a different space. And I've just put these two pictures above the bed with those kind of trim hooks. Those were either side of our bed before, but we don't actually have bedside tables at the moment. These were our bedside tables in the old house, but they won't fit along this wall, so I'm just going to get kind of similar to these but in a bedside table form to go either side of the bed. I'll probably order them from IKEA, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying not to get the window in shot just because, like I said, directly opposite this house is a school. The purple curtains are not ours and they also are not staying, and the windowsill will not be this messy forever. And then we come into the boys' room, which they are obviously playing in at the moment. I'm quite happy with the boys' room. There is much more space in this room than in their last room. Sorry, I'm just trying to speak over the Xbox. Yes. Do you want to tell everyone about your room?
Okay then, so this is our triple bunk bed. So there we move bunks. Mine's at the bottom, I'm at the top, so I'm lucky. And Eli's got the second bunk. We put pictures there, but we're trying to.
What do you mean we?
Mummy's trying to hang these on the wall. Mummy put the pictures.
Well, we can't hang them on the wall because we're not allowed to put nails in the wall.
Okay, I get it. And also we got Hulkbuster and Zug, and also Hulkbuster right there. And Hulkbuster and Zug, and also Hulkbuster right there.
What about this?
There's drawers, like there's 3 drawers. This one has the most drawers. Actually, lazy. This one actually. But this one is that one's the biggest. This one's the one with all the games, the Xbox and the TV. And also, we have the rug in the middle of our room, which is down here. And also, we got a calendar when we're going to Orlando, which Mummy's going to film in April. And also...
I'm not taking my camera to Orlando, remember?
What? Why you got to?
Why do I have to?
Because we've got to film Orlando!
Well, we can take little videos on my phone, little short videos, but I don't want to have the camera out all the time. I want to spend all my time with you guys.
Yeah, correct. And also I have 2 bean bags. Let's cover it for hidden treasure.
So yeah, this set of drawers was from our room in the old house. I've used it to put their Xbox games and TV on. In the old house, the TV was on the wall, but we're making do. And again, like I said, anywhere I can find a space to put a picture, I have. I did have a hook to put this one on the wall here. These here are their suitcases for Orlando, jam-packed with clothes for Orlando. So again, they probably won't be touched for a few months. And then these cars, we're waiting for a nice day to let them get outside with them. Those were a Christmas gift. And as Zach just modelled for you, this is one of the sets of drawers from their old house. Our old house. You will see what I've done with the other set in just a minute, because both of them wouldn't fit in here. And again, just used the space for pictures. I think I've styled it quite well. It looks okay. Let's see if it stays this neat. This I need to buy a new bulb for because it's not working. And then they just have their switch tower here.
Because I wasted the electric.
And Eli's switch there. No, I'm getting you a light bulb.
Oh.
And then they have their dressing gowns on the door, and there is the other 2 wardrobes from our old room. Again, we'll show you inside them another day. Bathroom, not much to say about it really. It is definitely much smaller than our old bathroom, and I'm gonna have to get creative on storage solutions because it is quite cramped. We do not have a lot of storage space. I don't love this, so I'm gonna have to get creative. Like I said, I do have a heated towel radiator though, which is very nice. Down the stairs takes you to our front door, which we actually don't use just because there's a door in the kitchen, you will see in a minute, and because this house is carpeted, I kind of want to keep the carpets as nice as possible. Amazon box, who doesn't have an Amazon box sitting in the hallway when they're moving? That needs to go back in the car. And this is kind of our entryway set up. Even though we don't come through here, we just store a few bits. This obviously is from our old house. It's our little plaque we got as a wedding present, our letter holder, and I put my salt lamp here. It actually lights up this space really nicely at night time. There's like a really nice warm glow. This is our hallway. These will not be here in a few days. They're actually going to Josh's mum. Our kitchen, again, is still a work in progress. Obviously, I have some dishes to do, so please ignore that. We do have a fair bit of cupboard space, which is nice. I've just about managed to get all of our stuff in it because we do have a lot of stuff. I need to buy a new, I've forgotten what it's called, kitchen roll holder, because I chucked our last one. It wasn't very nice anymore. It'd gone a bit grim. Same with the dish rack. I bought this one really cheap from Wilko's. I just thought these would really come in handy to dry Avery syringes. Ignore that, those are Josh's. This is all stuff that needs to go into our little outhouse, which is just there. So again, all of this here won't be there. We have this little utility station, which I really like, and I've tried to keep this worktop as clear as possible because I'm thinking it would be nice to be able to just get the clothes out of the dryer and then fold them on this space. It'd be nice to have a dedicated space for that job because I do a lot of washing every week, but washer, dryer right next to each other, which is really nice. These 3 cupboards house a lot of Avery stuff. Well, actually, they're full of Avery stuff. These 3 cupboards, again, I'll go into detail in another video. Our fridge, which you have seen before, we just have our bin down here. And this is where I have put the boys' other set of drawers. I know it's a bit odd to put a set of bedroom drawers in the kitchen, but hear me out. They didn't fit in the boys' room, and I need somewhere to store some shoes because this is the door that we are primarily going to be using. So I needed somewhere to store shoes. I also needed somewhere to store a little bit more of Avery's stuff. So instead of, you know, selling those and then spending more money on something different, I just thought, you know, I'll use this. It also gives me some extra counter space. So all our kind of decorative kitchen bits have gone here. Obviously the flowers won't be here forever. These ones were very kindly given to us from our new landlady, which was very nice of her, and of course her dad, who lives next door. and these are from Josh. But behind them is what will actually stay here. So I've got all the chopping boards there, some of my little kitchen pictures, a plant. I'm not sure if these tea towels are staying here. I've just put them there for now because I haven't organised the cupboards properly yet. I've just kind of shoved things in to get them out of the way. And then we have our fruit basket down there and our little kind of jar that we put random things in. This is where Avery's pushchair is going to live. I think it just keeps it out of the way. And then I'm just trying to cover these boxes because I think they have our address on them, or our old address, which I suppose doesn't really matter. But that is 4 boxes of Avery's feed that won't fit in the cupboard, so that is staying there for now. And then of course cardboard boxes, rubbish. We have a ton more outside ready for recycling, but our recycling doesn't come for another week and a bit. This is from our old house. It's just a bench. I don't really love this anymore, but Josh's work clothes get really dirty, so all of his work clothes kind of go in there. And then I've just got these 2 baskets here. The boys' school bags, which hopefully will be getting used soon, are in there. And then I've just left that one empty for Josh to kind of stick his work bag in and work clothes, and just kind of keep the mess and dirt together in that one box, hopefully. And then up here, oh, this is the lamp from the boys' room. Again, don't know if it's going to stay there. I've just popped it there for now. These won't stay there, I don't think. One of them might, but I've just put them there because I've got nowhere else to put them. We have a storage cupboard here. I'm not going to show you inside there, number 1, because it's a massive mess, and number 2, I'll show you in another video. And then we also have this little storage cupboard down here, which is quite nice for little bits. Avery is still sleeping, so I need to be pretty quiet to show you the living room. So again, the lounge slash dining room is still a work in progress. Let's start with the living room. First of all, how adorable. She's fast asleep. She worked really hard in her therapy this morning, so she's probably really tired. Sofa. This rug. Ooh, I nearly tripped on Avery's bouncer. This rug. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey. Hey. Hello. Hello, sleepyhead. Hi. Hi, sleepyhead. You okay? You okay? Oh, okay, come to mummy. Avery has not woken up in the best mood, so I'm gonna try and film the rest of this with her in my arms. If the footage is a little bit jumpy or choppy, then that is why. So from the floor where I am sat, this is the sofa from the old house. And this is actually the footstool that came with the sofa, but we had it stored in the garage because we didn't really have room for it, but we have more space in this house, so that is out now. And the rug, I think that's what I was saying before. The rug, you might remember, is from our bedroom, but you probably noticed we don't have a whole lot of floor space in our bedroom, so this is where it is for now. This isn't really ideal. I know for a fact this rug is going to get trashed because it doesn't clean very well and it is high pile, so I am fully prepared that it will need to go into the bin when we move again. I mean, we won't be here forever, but anyway, when we move again, I'm prepared that it will go in the bin, or even before that, because like I said, it doesn't clean well. But the washable one that I bought has gone under the dining table, which you will see in a minute, just because it's carpeted and the boys are messy eaters. So I thought to protect the carpets, and because it's washable, it was better to put that in the dining room. We still have my 3 pictures up there, which I only bought a few months ago, I think, for when I decorated the old living room. But that is where they are for now. And then the coffee table and the side table are both over there because they both fit there quite nicely. The TV is obviously on the floor at the moment. It is gonna go up on that bracket, we think. That bracket came with the house, we just don't have any screws for it yet. So yeah, that is the plan with that. It's not gonna stay on the floor. Curtains have come from our old house, but curtains are not wide enough for these windows. I thought they were smaller than the ones we had in our old house, but they're not. They're actually much wider. So I think my plan is to actually get new curtains for this room, and then maybe use one of these sets of curtains for the bedroom and one for Avery's room. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't know, but it's just not a priority at the moment. A nice feature of this house is that we have a fireplace. It is a gas fireplace, and then I've just put a few pictures and bits and bobs up here. I'm not gonna take the camera too far up because one of those pictures has got kind of like my mum and dad, Josh's mum and dad in it and whatnot. I've popped Avery's ball pit just here for now. It's actually nice to have it back out, to be honest, because we've had that stored in our bedroom since before Christmas, so nice to have that back. Avery's bouncer you've all seen before, and also her equipment is over here. Just the fact that we can fit the equipment and still move around the table really nicely goes to show just how much bigger this space is, which is really, really nice. My plants aren't going to stay there. I just don't know where to put them yet. I think once the TV is off the floor, I might have a bit more room to work with. Same with the Hoover. Not sure where to put that yet because obviously it's a wall-mounted Hoover. Well, the charger is wall mounted and we can't wall mount it, so I'm not sure what I'm doing with that yet. The radiator cover isn't attached to the wall because again we can't screw into the wall, so my plan is to get some command strips and just stick them on the back just so the boys don't accidentally knock it over. And then I just have some more bits and bobs, pictures and whatnot. Again, trying to be tactful on where I film because Marley is in his school jumper in one of those pictures and I don't want the logo on the internet. So same story with these curtains as the last ones. Our dining room table has come from the old house and obviously fits much nicer in this space because it's bigger, and there is our old rug. This unit we still have. This did get damaged. One of the feet got damaged in transit, which I was a little bit annoyed about, but I've managed to kind of fix it as best I can. And then again, just a few bits and bobs on here. This isn't styled properly yet. Same with these kind of built-ins. Either side, I've just put things on them for now. I find that when you move into a property, you kind of have to live in it for a bit before you kind of start changing things around because you can realise what you like and what you don't like. And then our garden. We have a really beautiful garden. I'm so excited about this. Josh is very much excited about that built-in barbecue over there. It needs some new kind of like grates and whatnot, but it looks pretty sturdy. And lovely garden with lots of plants all around. This is going to look absolutely beautiful in the summer. Our garden furniture is just there for now. Again, this hasn't really been sorted or touched yet. And I think the only thing I haven't really shown you is our coat hooks. They came with the house. So that is that. Excuse me, hiccup. So that is basically it for the house tour. I hope you guys like it. Avery is much calmer now after some cuddles. I've got a few bits to get done, such as this pile of dishes. So that package that you guys saw sitting in my hallway actually has something very exciting. Well, maybe not exciting for you guys, but it's definitely exciting for me. If I can get it out of the box. There we go. So this, I know it doesn't look like much. This actually is to organise all of Avery's bows. So you guys know that Avery is a bow wearer. She pretty much has a bow in every day, and you may or may not have seen her bow collection, but she has an awful lot of them, and I wanted to find a way that I could organise them nicely out of the way, and they're easier to choose, I suppose, easier to see them all. So I thought this would be really good hung on the inside of her wardrobe door. It is nice that she has a wardrobe now because it opens a lot of options with organising all of her stuff. But like I said, I am going to go into more detail about all of that in another video. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to lie, it smells a bit odd. You know that weird smell when things have been packaged for a long time, almost fish-like? But yeah, this is what it looks like. So I need to kind of stretch it out a little bit so that it gets the bends out, the creases out. So it's basically just a big piece of felt but then it has these little poppers. So I can either put hairbands along these or clip all of her bows to them. I can clip bows down the side. So yeah, I'm excited to set this one up. Yes, I am. Just thought that would be a nice way to store all of her bows. And then to go along with that, I also bought a couple of command hooks. These are actually way too big for what I need, but they'll do the job. So I bought a couple of command hooks to go on the inside of the wardrobe as well, like that. That'll do. Avery, by the way, guys, over the last few days with unpacking and moving and everything, she's been an absolute dream. She has been such an angel. I was actually expecting her to be quite fussy just because of the change, new house, new space, the routine is completely off. But no, she has been a little darling, haven't you? As a matter of fact, all the kids have. They've all been really good, really helpful, aside from the fighting, but I'm totally used to that at this point. Oh no. So I have about half an hour before Avery's next feed, so I'm gonna see if she will chill for a little bit so that I can get this set up, and then we'll feed you. Yeah? Sound like a good plan? And it is all done. I'm actually really happy with that. Clearly she has a lot of these kind of headband bows, so they are kind of all mushed up, but I'm okay with that because we tend to opt for clips anyway, because these are going to be a bit harder to access, but I tend to opt for the clips anyway. So we've got all of her headband bows, all of her soft bobbles, her frozen clips and bobbles, her bigger clips, obviously she's wearing one of these now, and then all of her little clips. And there is one more thing to go on this. This is the little bag I keep all of her hair elastics in, so I'll pop this on and then this will go on the wardrobe. I think that is where I'm going to leave this video. Oops. So the roof on the stairs is a lot shorter than what we're used to. Josh has hit his head on it a few times and I've just whacked my camera on it. Hopefully it's okay. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to close this video off for today. Apologies if it is a little bit short. It probably isn't, because I know that I've yapped on a lot, but if it is, and if any of my future videos are in the next kind of few weeks or a bit shorter, then please just bear with me. I am finding it a bit difficult to juggle filming, editing and packing, meaning I haven't actually done any editing whatsoever since before we moved, well before we moved actually. I've still got a bit of footage for a video that I haven't edited. Yeah, so I normally like to keep 2 weeks ahead of when my videos are posted, but I'm edging closer and closer to having no space whatsoever, so please just bear with me. I will get back to it eventually, but as you guys know, moving is stressful. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want to follow us along on our journey. And with that said, I will see you in a few days with another video. Bye guys.